chasing happy endings, come what may. Never caring who gets hurt along the way. Let's not play the games that lovers play. I gotta get that music off. Hello everyone, it's Charlton. So, Rod Rosenstein announced today that the Justice Department is bringing down 12 indictments against Russian military. No! Just a couple points about this Russia investigation with Rob Rosenstein. So the number one is, and it's about, quickly the review, 12 indictments against named officials and military officers in the Russian military that supposedly hacked into the DNC and some of the DNC officials. The campaign chairman, John Podesta, as I understand it, his password was corrupted because he gave it to him. It was spear phishing or whatever it's called, where you basically send an email to somebody and just say, hey, your system's corrupted. We need to reset your password. What's your old password? And he gave it to him. My first point is right about that. Thank goodness these people aren't the people in charge of our security. I mean, among other things, otherwise we'd be doing a lot more than just losing an election, okay? Number two, the fact that Rod Rosenstein, it's Rod Rosenstein, I just made a mistake, I wasn't trying to make fun of him, but Rod Rosenstein did this the Friday before the Monday Trump is supposed to meet with Putin to, I guess, make it uncomfortable or embarrass him or whatever, or put him on the spot. The fact that they're doing that day, and this is Robert Mueller's, special counsel investigation, it just shows you the political agenda of the investigation. I mean, it's so obvious. Number three, what if what they revealed, they basically revealed the truth? That's what was in the emails. They're not lying to each other in their emails, you think. So what if they're revealing the truth to the American people, that's like kind of a good thing. And I'm not one of these guys that's like Mr. Russia, and I do see it. I do. I see these things like, anytime the United States gets into any kind of armed conflict, which I'm not for, but it's not like I think Russia doing it, it's great. I hear that again and again, that we're warmongers, but if Russia's in the Middle East, somehow that's like wonderful. And that's not what I'm saying at all. And I think that's it. I don't know. Couple other quick points, I saw in the CNN article. There's the press conference. He goes over the entire indictment and all the charges. There's no Americans involved, and Rudy Giuliani actually tweeted about that, that this is a great day for America or whatever, and it's time to end this thing. It is getting close to an end. That's what's coming. That's the indications I'm getting. That's the president was briefed on this before he even made the announcement. Rod Rosenstein said, not in the press conference, but in the article, that he briefed the president of this earlier this week. He was completely aware of all this that was coming. That almost tells you, we're getting close to an end. And that almost sounds like Rod Rosenstein's kind of cozying up to the president and starting to, distance himself from this investigation, because we're getting close to the end. The other thing was that I saw a completely different article over at Drudge that that Mueller's now seems to be zeroing in on Stone, Roger Stone. And he's talked to 7 different people or something like that, asking them for interviews. I don't know if he's issued subpoenas yet. One of the persons is a guy named Richard Credico, who I never heard of before. But apparently Roger Stone, and I basically like Roger Stone. He's definitely an interesting person. But I think the fact that Robert Mueller is that would be the last Stone. That would be sort of the last, last thing to go to. That indicates an ending to me. But so supposedly Roger Stone reached out to this Richard Credico, who's another radio personality, journalist. I think even I don't know if he's a comedian or what. But he has a relationship with Julian Assange supposedly, and has interviewed him several times in person. So he has, he knows Julian Assange. So, but Roger Stone supposedly reached out to him, from one journalist to another, basically, or reaching out to a journalist to, I don't know, I can't remember exactly his reasoning, but he was just saying is a legitimate request through legitimate channels. Do you know anything about what's going on with, with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks and the DNC and stuff, something like that. So I think Michael Caputo was asked, and he said when he spoke with Robert Mueller that he was zeroing in on Roger Stone, and Roger Stone was mentioned. One of the questions, the written questions that the special counsel investigation handed over to the White House. So, again, summary, I think we're getting to the end of this, and, blindly chasing happy endings, come what may, never caring who gets hurt along the way. Let's not play the games that lovers play. So, one last note before I end this video, that Roger Stone may be, according to CNN, may be an unnamed person in the indictment. There's somebody that they don't name that was in communication with Guccifer, or trying to communicate with Guccifer. There's 2 persons, Guccifer and DC Leaks. They claim that this hacked material, I think, was funneled through. I think that's the claim in the indictment. And there's some unnamed person who was supposedly in regular communication with the Trump campaign that reached out to Guccifer. And the communications in the indictment match 2 tweets, as I understand it, that were public tweets by Roger Stone. That's why they're saying that he may be the unnamed person in the indictment. Roger Stone, they spoke with him by phone. CNN did, and Roger Stone is denying it. He's saying Rod Rosenstein said that, no American citizens were named in the indictment, so he's, that doesn't involve him. And he's also saying he wasn't in regular communication with the Trump campaign, but the CNN article says he was in regular communication with Trump, or talked to Trump with some frequency. I don't know. Anyways, you know what? It's still the same thing, and I think that this is kind of just a way of feeding the press, giving them what they want, something to talk about, something to slobber over. And actually, I don't think Roger Stone minds it either, And in the end, it's just, this thing's coming to an end. It's coming to an end, dude. It's coming to an end. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I will see you in the next video. Later, man.